So the Amex Platinum Card recently went through a refresh that now gives cardholders more than $3,500 in annual value, according to American Express. However, Amex doesn't just give you that value, but instead they basically spread it out across 20 different features and benefits they've packed into this one single card. So in this video, I want to basically walk you through each one of those features and benefits to teach you how to maximize the Amex Platinum as someone who's had this card for over 5 years now. Starting with the first benefit here that's actually separate from that $3,500 of value, but could be worth just as much, and that of course is going to be the welcome offer. So over on the American Express website, you're going to see that they say you can apply and find out your welcome offer for as high as 175,000 membership rewards points, and that's after spending $8,000 in purchases within the first 6 months of card membership. Now Amex basically gives out varying offers depending on your history with them, as well as a bunch of other factors. And my tip here with this is do not settle for a lower offer if it's anything that's significantly less than what's advertised, because 175,000 points is worth a lot. So for me, I value those at around 2 cents per point with transfer partners, which, like I said, is also worth around $3,500 in additional year one value. Again, outside of all the other annual features and benefits we're going to talk about next year. Now, luckily, Amex lets you know if you're approved and what your offer is going to be with no credit score impact. And so if you think you're getting something that's not competitive, then just walk away from that deal like you're negotiating for something. You can always try again at some point in the future, because it seems like there's always different offers going on depending on the day, your location, or even the internet browser that you're using. And also, one more pro tip here is that if you're considering getting the Amex Gold as well, make sure to get the Amex Gold card first before the Platinum card. That's because if you want to get a welcome bonus on the Amex Gold as well, there's actually terms within the Gold card bonus that say you may not be eligible to receive a welcome offer if you have or have had the Platinum card in the past. So just remember that if you want to get bonuses on both of these cards, then go Gold card first and Platinum second, but not the other way around. All right, benefit number 2 on the Amex Platinum that you want to know about if you want to maximize value is a pretty simple one, and that would be the point multipliers that come with this card for certain types of travel spend. So on the Platinum card, you're going to earn 5x points on flights, 5x points on hotels, and 1x points on all other purchases with no foreign transaction fees on anything as well. However, there is some fine print to be aware of with earning those points. Specifically, that 5x hotel multiplier is only going to work on hotels booked through Amex Travel, which is kind of disappointing because I do wish it was just all hotel purchases, or at least hotels booked directly as well. And then for the 5x on flights, this is going to be for both flights booked directly or through Amex Travel. However, just keep in mind that it's also up to $500,000 in flight purchases per calendar year. All right, next up, we're going to start getting into the many credits that come with the Amex Platinum card that could help to fully or at least partially offset the $895 annual fee. And so one of the largest credits here on this card is going to be the $600 hotel credit. Now, the way this works is that you can get up to $300 back in statement credits semi-annually on prepaid bookings made for properties in the Fine Hotels and Resorts program or the hotel collection through Amex Travel. So that means $300 for January through June and $300 from July through December, which is a total of up to $600 in value. Now, that also means that this is not some general hotel credit, because you do have to book through Amex Travel, and it has to be part of one of those 2 programs, which you will see called out in your search results like these hotels here. And even though I've booked stays within these programs in the past, I will also say that generally they're a bit more expensive and higher end properties for the most part. So if you're only booking budget-friendly hotels when you travel, then this credit here might be worth nothing to you. But if you like spending a bit more on hotel stays, then these properties are going to be great because they're basically handpicked by Amex, and they also come with several other benefits that can be worth additional value as well. For example, Fine Hotels and Resorts properties can get you early check-in when available, but guaranteed late checkout, plus a room upgrade when available, complimentary daily breakfast for 2 people, and a bonus $100 credit that can be used on various on-property charges like food and beverage, spa services, and more. For the hotel collection, you can get some similar benefits. So those are going to include things like early check-in, late checkout, and a room upgrade all when available, as well as a similar $100 on-property credit. However, the important thing to note here is that with the hotel collection specifically, that does require a 2-night minimum in order to book any property in this collection. Next up, we've got a $400 Resy Credit that you can use at over 10,000 US Resy restaurants. And for this one, enrollment is going to be required within the benefits page inside of your American Express account. So you just want to make sure you've actually activated this credit before you even try using it at one of those restaurants. Otherwise, you're not going to get any value from this. Now, the way this Resy credit works is that after you've enrolled in it, you're going to get $100 in statement credits every single quarter when you use your Platinum card to make eligible purchases with Resy, including dining purchases. If you're not sure what restaurants are a part of Resy, then just head over to resy.com where you can go ahead and type in your location and see whatever restaurants in this program are nearby. And no, you do not actually have to make a reservation through Resy for this credit to work. So Amex is going to basically see a charge on your card and then recognize through their system that this was versus dining spend from you at one of those Resy restaurants. So once they see that, they're just gonna go ahead and post a statement credit to your account. Now, after this $100 credit is used each quarter, you're probably not gonna continue using this card for that much else in your everyday life because it's only getting 1x back. So I typically just move over to one of my other credit cards in my rotation that's earning 3x or 4x on dining. Now, as you can imagine, keeping track of all the spend on multiple credit cards can get a bit confusing and kind of disorganized. And that's why I like using an app like Rocket Money, who's the sponsor of today's video, because they just help me get a better picture for exactly where I'm spending my money, as well as what cards I'm using for that spend and whether I'm actually within my budget so that I'm not overspending. Rocket Money is an easy to use app that helps you save time and manage your money better, whether that's canceling any unwanted subscriptions with just a few taps, tracking your spending across dozens of credit cards like I do, or creating customized budgets in seconds that helps show me exactly where my money's going at all times. Now, what I love about Rocket Money is that I'm able to see all my transactions from those dozens of credit cards that my wife and I might be using from month to month, and I can see all those transactions in one single place, which just saves us a ton of time because we're not logging in and out of every single account we have. With the in-app budgeting feature from Rocket Money, we're also able to set how much we want to spend in different categories based on our savings goals, and we can then adjust those amounts as we want to, which is pretty useful during months when we're traveling on vacation and we might be spending just a bit more than usual. Rocket Money also automatically tracks all of our subscriptions and then consolidates them into a list. And then with just a few taps, Rocket Money can cancel subscriptions right within the app, which is honestly pretty cool when you see this feature happening live because, again, it's another time saver with getting your finances in order. So to save more and spend less, go to rocketmoney.com/Daniel Braun or click the link in my description where you can get started for free or unlock even more features when you sign up for premium. That's rocketmoney.com/Daniel Braun or check out the link down below. And thank you again to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. Now, next up here, there's also going to be a $300 digital entertainment credit that comes with the Amex Platinum. So with this, you can get up to $25 in statement credits each month after you pay for eligible purchases with your Platinum card at participating partners. But just note that enrollment is required here as well, which again, you can see I've already done within the benefits page of my Amex account. Now, I like to use this for my Hulu Plus Live TV subscription because that's something I'd be subscribed to regardless of whether or not I had the Platinum card. And since the plan I have is $95.39 after taxes, I just get the full $25 back as a credit each month, which is super easy and just automatic after I enrolled for this benefit. But this digital entertainment credit could also be used across several subscriptions that you might have already as well. So some of those eligible services include Disney Plus, a Disney Plus bundle, YouTube Premium, YouTube TV, or even Peacock or Paramount Plus. However, there's actually a hidden way to get either Peacock or Paramount Plus for absolutely free with another benefit here from the Platinum card that we'll talk about in a minute. So in my opinion, you probably want to avoid using this credit for either one of those two services. All right, next we've got the $300 Lululemon credit that was a brand new addition after the Platinum card's update last year. And this one's going to be broken up into $75 of statement credits available each quarter when your Platinum card is used for eligible purchases at US Lululemon retail stores, excluding outlets, and lululemon.com. This credit's another one that you have to make sure to enroll in from the benefits page in your Amex account before you try to use it. But it's something that I personally thought was a cool new credit to have here because I've got a bunch of Lululemon stuff that I wear all the time. So it actually was pretty good value for me personally. Now, one thing I want to point out here is that Amex is usually very clear in their terms for credits at retailers like this one that these credits are not valid on gift card purchases, but I still continue to see plenty of data points online where people actually do get credits when they're buying these right now at physical Lululemon stores. So yeah, that might be something that I could see Amex cracking down on in the near future because it is in their terms, but your mileage may vary depending on when you're seeing this, so I would always make sure you go out and do your own research online to see what other people are saying. Now, moving on to yet another $300 credit on the Platinum card, there's one for Equinox as well, and with this one, you can get up to $300 in statement credits each year at Equinox when your Platinum card is used to pay for an Equinox Plus digital subscription or an Equinox Club membership that's subject to auto renewal. Enrollment is required for this credit as well, so again, don't forget to enroll, but this credit is one of those things that's either the easiest and most valuable credit on the Platinum card if you're already a paying Equinox member, or it's just something that's completely useless to you if you're not a member to one of those clubs. I'm the latter when it comes to this Equinox credit because I don't live near one and I just use my home gym anyway now. But if you live in a major city that has an Equinox and it's something that's worth it to you, then this really helps to effectively knock down your net out-of-pocket cost on the Amex Platinum card from $8.95 per year down to $5.95. After that, we've we've got another one of those lifestyle types of credits because the Amex Platinum has very clearly now morphed into being both a lifestyle and a travel card versus only being a travel card in the past. So this next credit is going to be a $200 Oura ring credit. So this is once again a credit that you have to enroll in from your Amex benefits page. So if you have the Platinum card already, or maybe you just got it, then I would make sure you pretty much just run down that entire page and enroll in everything if you haven't already. But with this Oura ring benefit, you can receive up to $200 in statement credits when you use your Platinum card to purchase an Oura ring at auraring.com each calendar year. Now, this credit is only valid on purchases of the actual Oura ring itself, so there's not really many great workarounds to getting value from this benefit outside of that. But a big pro tip here that I learned this past year was to basically wait to use this credit around the holiday season at the end of the year. And that's because that's when Oura typically runs its best deals that allow you to pay very little out of pocket for a ring. For example, I've had the Oura Ring 3 for a while and I was open to upgrading to the Ring 4 if it ever went on sale. And it turns out that it did go on sale and was marked down from starting at $349 for the base model to only $249 during a holiday promotion. So after my $200 Oura ring credit, I only paid $49 plus a few dollars for taxes, which was worth it for me because I just like tracking my sleep with these rings. But obviously not everyone is going to value this credit too much if you don't really care about any of that stuff, so it all depends on the person. Next, we've got $200 of Uber cash that you get every single year with the Amex Platinum card. And this benefit is going to be structured a bit differently than the rest of these because of how they give you that value. So basically, all you got to do is go to your Uber account and then add your Amex Platinum card to that account. And once you do that, you're going to then start receiving $15 of Uber cash every month, plus a bonus $20 in the month of December for a total of $35 of Uber cash during that month. Now, that Uber cash could be used for rides or Eats orders with Uber, but one key thing you have to remember to do here is to actually select an Amex card to use during your Uber transaction to take advantage of using this Uber cash. Now, you can use any Amex card, so it doesn't technically have to be your Platinum card, but yeah, don't forget to do those two things of adding your Amex Platinum to your Uber account to start receiving your monthly Uber cash credits, and then make sure to actually use an Amex card during an Uber transaction as well. Also, if that Uber cash goes unused, then it's important to also know that it will not roll over from one month to the next. So all the credits mentioned here in this video either have a monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual expiration date, but people might forget about that here with this Uber cash, so I just want to remind you. Now, to go along with that Uber cash, you're also going to get some credits here that can go towards an Uber One membership, which can be worth up to $120. And for this one, it says you can get up to $120 in statement credits each calendar year after you purchase an auto-renewing Uber One membership with your card. Now, Uber One costs $9.99 per month or $96 per year right now. And the terms for this credit say that you can get up to $120 in statement credits per calendar year, and it's going to be valid on both monthly and annual Uber One membership purchases. So I would probably just choose the annual plan here because it's going to be easier and it falls well under that $120 amount, but definitely some nice Uber benefits here if you are a frequent Uber customer. Next, let's talk about the $155 Walmart Plus credit because this one is going to be something that I think is super underrated on the Amex Platinum, and that's because it's got some hidden benefits within it that I did not know about until after I started using this. So with this one, it says that you can get up to a $12.95 statement credit back each month after you pay for your monthly Walmart Plus membership on auto renewal with your Platinum card, and they actually clarify that you're going to get a credit for this $12.95 amount plus any taxes, which I can confirm because every single month I get a credit for $13.73 on my card. Also, this credit is not going to work if you have an annual Walmart Plus membership according to the terms from Amex, so just make sure you actually select a monthly plan, even though the annual one is technically a better deal. And if you want to see what you get with Walmart Plus, then just head over to your account to see a list of the benefits. These benefits include things like free grocery delivery from Walmart, free shipping on other Walmart orders, 10-cent per gallon gas savings at Walmart, ExxonMobil, and Murphy stations, as well as a few other things. But one thing I want to point out here is that you can also choose to get either a Peacock or a Paramount Plus membership completely for free here as well. Now, I've already selected Peacock at the bottom of my benefits page, so your screen might look just a little bit different here before you choose one of these two streaming plans. But if I click on this benefit, you're going to see that I have my choice of video streaming, and I can even switch 90 days after making a selection, which I've actually done once before as well. Now, these are going to be the base plans for these streaming services that do come with ads, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you were already paying for one of these plans previously and you have the Amex Platinum card, then definitely make sure you cancel that old plan and take advantage of this new one. All right, next up, we've got a $200 airline fee credit on the Platinum card. And with this one, you can select one qualifying airline in your Amex account and then receive up to $200 in statement credits per calendar year on incidental fees. So those are going to include things like check bags, in-flight refreshments, flight change fees, overweight or oversized baggage fees, airport lounge passes, and other stuff like that. Now, the way this works is that once per year in January, you have to actually go into your Amex Platinum benefits page and then find this airline fee credit, and then you can select one airline, which you can see for me right now is American Airlines, and then you're gonna be able to get, like I said, up to $200 in credits per year for any of those fees I just mentioned, but only for that one airline. Now, I'm actually gonna have some checked bag fees coming up pretty soon for Southwest that I wanna make sure I put towards this credit for 2026. So if I click on learn more for this credit and then click on the button that says make airline selection, what American Express says here is that after the initial selection, I can change my airline once per year in January. So I can do that at the bottom of the screen here, again, depending on what airline I think I'm gonna have the most extra fees with that year. But what I do wanna add to this is that I have actually made changes to my airline selection after January in the past as well by just messaging Amex and then saying that I had not used my credit yet, so could I make a change? But just like many things, your mileage may vary with this stuff. All right, next we've got a credit that might not be around for too much longer, and that is gonna be a $100 Saks credit. So with this one, you can get up to $100 in statement credits annually for purchases at Saks Fifth Avenue or Saks.com, and that is gonna be split up into $50 semi-annually, so $50 from January through June, and then $50 again from July through December. Now, enrollment is gonna be required on your Platinum Card benefits page for this one as well, but if you've seen any of the news lately, you may have heard that Saks just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, under this bankruptcy, Saks is looking to reorganize, so this credit is not necessarily going away or anything yet, but as a longtime Amex Platinum card holder, I can say that the product selection from Saks has definitely gone downhill over the years because now you can hardly find anything that's not just absolute junk in that $50 to $100 range. There's also no longer free shipping, so yeah, you could try to use this credit or get creative with it, but I don't think it's really providing that much value to cardholders anymore compared to most of the other credits on this card nowadays that actually can be pretty useful. Next, we've got airport security credits in the form of a $209 Clear Plus credit, as well as a credit that covers the fee for either global entry or TSA PreCheck. Now, to use these credits, it's pretty easy. So just sign up for the annual $209 Clear Plus membership and then use your Platinum Card as the payment method to get that $209 back each year. And then you could choose to sign up for either global entry or TSA PreCheck and pay with your Platinum Card to get a statement credit every 4 or 4.5 years, depending on which one you choose. Also, just to mention this, but each one of these airport security benefits does have some sort of an in-person aspect to it in the whole sign-up process if you've never had one of these before. And also, most people tend to choose global entry if they can over the one for TSA PreCheck because global entry actually comes with TSA PreCheck included, but obviously global entry can be a bit tricky to schedule and it only really matters if you plan on traveling outside of the US, so that's completely up to you. Now, once you get into the airport, you might want to then visit a lounge with all the lounge access benefits here on the Amex Platinum Card. So here's what lounges you can get into and how that works. First, you're obviously going to get access to Amex Centurion lounges, which can be good, even though I will say there's some that feel pretty boring and honestly kind of outdated at this point, like the Amex Lounge here in my home airport of Philadelphia. Personally, I just think that Capital One and Chase have Amex beat now with their lounges, but obviously your own lounge access preference across these three issuers is really going to depend on your home airport or the airports that you're flying out of the most. Next, you're also going to get 10 complimentary Delta Sky Club visits on your Platinum Card each year, but you do have to be flying with Delta in order to use those. And then you also get access to Priority Pass lounges with the Priority Pass Select membership that's included, but just don't forget to actually enroll in Priority Pass on your Platinum Card benefits page as well, because you are going to have to enroll to then get into the lounges. I've seen plenty of people at Priority Pass lounges not getting in, and then the front desk workers just having them literally sign up on the spot. So personally, what I recommend people do with lounge access here on the Platinum Card is just doing a quick Google search for the Amex Global Lounge Collection. That's going to bring you over to a website that lets you then search for what lounges you can get into with whatever airport you're going to be at. And it also tells you what you need to bring to get in, as well as what the hours are and some other information, including guest policies, which is another thing I want to quickly touch on. So you're not going to be able to bring in guests for free to those Amex lounges or to the Delta Sky Clubs unless your guest is added as an additional Platinum Card user for $195 per year. However, the Priority Pass membership typically does allow some guests depending on the lounge. So again, just go ahead and check out the Amex Global Lounge Collection website, because that 2 minutes of research before getting to the airport is probably going to save you a lot of frustration by just telling you what to expect. Next, we've got some status benefits that also come with the Amex Platinum Card. And for this, there's going to be 3 hotel statuses and a few car rental statuses that you get automatically, which may or may not provide some additional value. So those 3 statuses you're going to get for hotels are Marriott Bonvoy Gold Elite, Hilton Honors Gold, and Leaders Club Sterling status from leading hotels of the world. For car rentals, you're gonna get Avis Preferred Plus status, National Emerald Club Executive status, and Hertz President's Circle status. And personally, that top tier Hertz status has been the most useful for me over the years for just getting discounts, some upgrades, and overall just a really fast and smooth pickup and drop off process for rental cars without ever having to wait in a line. Now, I'm not gonna go over every benefit of those statuses, so again, just check those out by doing some research. But to activate these, again, just head over to your card's benefits page, follow any instructions, and then link any loyalty programs if you have to. After that, there's also some really great travel protections here on the Amex Platinum Card next, including one that does not get enough attention, but it could save you a ton of money over time when you're renting a car as well. So on this card, you're gonna get things like car rental loss and damage insurance, trip delay insurance, trip cancellation and interruption insurance, as well as baggage insurance that's not actually listed directly here on the website. And obviously, you always wanna make sure you read through those things to understand what's covered and what's not. But generally, the coverage here is gonna be great for what it is, and it kind of gives you that little extra peace of mind when traveling. Now, one thing I do want to point out though is that the car rental loss and damage insurance is secondary, whereas other top tier travel credit cards out there have primary coverage. But if you go to your benefits page, you're gonna notice that in addition to the standard coverage, there's also an option for premium car rental protection that is primary and actually is really good. Now, you do have to enroll in this if you want it, and then pay a fee starting at $19.95 per rental. However, that'll get you up to 42 consecutive days of coverage that's perfect for those more longer term car rentals. So I know plenty of people who are happy to pay for this and then save a ton of money compared to what the car rental company itself would charge you for something similar. So yeah, definitely another nice hidden benefit here on the Amex Platinum. And then another benefit that people sometimes forget about is that there's also cell phone protection on this card as well. So for this, you're gonna get coverage for a damaged or stolen cell phone for a maximum of up to $800 per claim, with a limit of 2 approved claims per 12-month period. But just make sure your cell phone line is listed on a wireless bill and the prior month's bill was paid for with your Platinum card. There is gonna be a $50 deductible for each approved claim, and you also want to take into account any discounts or maybe lack of discounts that your phone carrier might give you here when paying by card versus a bank transfer. But for some people, this could be some extra savings from not paying for cell phone insurance elsewhere. Now, speaking of savings, don't forget about Amex offers that you can find within your Platinum account as well. And these offers are honestly really good, and I use them all the time to save at least $50 a year. All you got to do is just find the offers tab at the bottom of your Amex app and then scroll around. And right away, I found this offer here for 1-800-Flowers that I use every Valentine's Day and Mother's Day to save $15, but I'm also seeing plenty of other good offers currently for Shake Shack, TurboTax, Fanatics, and more. Now, to take these offers to another level here, I also recommend trying to stack them with deals you can find in another cashback portal and browser extension called Rakuten. And with Rakuten, you could basically earn bonus cashback or even points on thousands of popular websites that you might already be shopping at. I use this site all the time, and the cool thing that many people still don't know about is that you could choose to get paid out your Rakuten cashback in the form of a check or a PayPal transfer, or you could choose to get paid out with either Bilt points or Amex membership rewards points. Those are the same points you're already earning by having the Amex Platinum. So even though this isn't really a great everyday spending type of card, you could still choose to earn more Amex points through Rakuten, and then you're able to basically just turn around and redeem those points using the valuable transfer partners on this card. Now, transferring points to get max value for travel savings is really going to be the next thing you want to master here when it comes to being an Amex Platinum card holder after you've figured out all the features and benefits we just went over. But understanding exactly how to transfer those points can get a bit confusing, and it does take some practice. So that's why I made this video over here that you should go ahead and check out next, because in that video, I walked through a few step-by-step examples of how to start redeeming your Amex points like a pro to save on travel. But as always, thanks so much for watching this here, and I'll see you in the next one.